Welcome to Our Next Existence by Katie and the Chorus. I'm Katie, former technology strategist turned reluctant spiritual medium, and I channel messages from the Chorus, a group of beings just beyond our sensory perceptions who are loving, expansive, and who greatly enjoy sharing their perspective of us. Join us each week as we share and discuss their ideas about humanity's existence, purpose, and future. Concepts you can draw from to accelerate your path, expand your perceptions, and ultimately step into the flow of the universe and your life. There are moments that you come to in your life where, in order to move to the next level, you just gotta accept who you are. I think we get to certain levels and we get pretty practiced at hiding aspects of ourselves or our blemishes or our impatience or the spots on our skin. We wear makeup or masks in other ways, and we get accustomed to being that version of ourselves with other people. And it's not until we get challenged to move forward in a new way that we realize that there were these parts of ourselves that we hadn't completely accepted, that we had grown accustomed to living a life, being a certain way that accommodated for those parts of ourselves, that hid them away, that diminished them. I think some of the greatest growth opportunities that we have in our lives is when we get put into a position where those things are no longer deniable. And here's the difference. I think that we're told that we should work on our weaknesses. We should improve ourselves. We should lift weights, lose weight, make charts, take lessons, work on the thing that is what we consider to be a weakness or a failing or something that's ugly to us. But in reality, to expand through that is to accept it exactly how it is. And I think you could probably look around in your life or at mentors or leaders that you know and find that those people have found ways to accept things about themselves and not to push against it and not to fight it, to simply allow it. These people have sort of a sense of self-knowing. They're aware of what they're good at and what they're not. And it's not something that they battle daily. It's just something that is. The entities that I channel, that I collectively call the Chorus, because there's quite a few different personalities in the mix, have expressed in their way through their teachings over the years an even more profound allowance of who we are. More than just being aware of, I'm good at writing, but I'm terrible at finance, or I'm good at cooking, but I'm terrible at managing things. We have sort of that level of allowance that we've achieved and that some of us are still trying to achieve. But they highlight a level of allowance, which is a type of love which is more profound than most of us have allowed ourselves to feel about ourselves in living memory. What they will tell you, though, is that this was purposeful, was that part of our purpose in coming here was to experience this lack of acceptance and allowance, this belief system that tells us that we're insufficient. Judgments that we make about ourselves is a big part of why we came here. So in a way, you could think that, okay, I'm terrible at finance, but I'm really good at writing. Or also the fact that I can sit here and judge myself to be bad at finance and to be good at writing. I am actually achieving everything I came here to do. Because outside of this environment, it's all love and it's all infinite and it's all perfect. The belief in mistakes is our belief, is something that we created here as part of our experience here. The only place that you can make a mistake is in a place that you believe you can make mistakes. And by resonating with that belief, you create the experience of it. And this is also a big part of what they talk about, our belief system and how it was the first and foremost manifestation of our resonance with a particular kind of energy, which they call a disallowance of energy, a frequency of disallowance, or the perception of disallowance. And in disallowing that which we are, we first manifested the first belief that we were insufficient, that we were lacking and limited. And those beliefs built beliefs, built beliefs, built beliefs, until finally we find ourselves here in the present time that we are consciously aware of, at least, in which we judge our bodies, our faces, our voices, our fingernails, our cars, our houses, how much we got done in a day, how much we didn't. We judge our children, we judge our parents, we judge our friends, we judge people on TV, we judge our food. We judge every aspect of ourselves and of our existences here, not because we are frail and we are weak and we have to work against this, but simply because that's what we came here to experience. The busy activity of a mind driven by belief systems that are the manifestation of a frequency of disallowance that is unlike anything else in creation. And so, as you go forward listening to these entities, you will feel two pulls. The pull in the first direction will be to sort of tackle to the ground all the things you're becoming aware of. You'll become more aware of your thinking and your thought processes. You'll become more aware of your mind. You'll become more aware of your belief systems. And there will be part of you that wants to sort of change that wants to be done with that. And that is a completely valid perspective, because that is the part of you that is still active in those belief systems. And even as you're realizing more of what you are, you will feel a belief, a tendency, a momentum to work on those things, to do all the things that your mind will tell you are needed to stop that stuff. But as you listen to them, you will also feel a pull in a new direction. And this is the direction in which we are all heading. It's the direction of our expansion. It's the direction of our awakening. And this will feel more like, oh, that's why. It'll feel like a release. It'll feel loving. It'll feel allowing. And some days, it'll even feel like all of this imperfection, all of this thinking and judging, arguing, disagreements, fear, all of this will seem perfect. And so, I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy the expansive part of it. And I think you'll enjoy even feeling that part of you that wants to tackle it to the ground. For a while, we're going to feel both. And that's okay. It's okay that sometimes you are going to feel extremely frustrated by things in your life, things in your body, things in your finances, in your family. That's okay. That's part of where we're coming from. And that is an achievement. That is a success. That is what you came here for. And at other times, you are going to marvel at yourselves, at how amazing this all is, at how much this is working out, at how your life is opening and broadening, how your perception of yourself and others is expanding, how you realize things now that you never did before. For a while, we're going to feel both. And this podcast is about those two things. how to navigate those two things, what those two things mean, where we're heading, where we're coming from, and most importantly of all, your choices here. One of the fundamental laws of all creation is free choice. You get to choose where you go next. And though we have been unconscious to a great deal of what we chose in coming here by virtue of what we wanted to experience here, you did choose to come here. Every single person who exists here, even for a split second, made that choice. And so not only are you going to become aware of those choices that you made and the choices that you are making, but you will also become aware of the choices that lie ahead for all of us. And some of these choices may be coming up sooner than you think. So without further ado, I give you the chorus. Greetings, beloved ones. We are so happy to be with you. We are joyful. We are revelrous. We are victorious. We are celebrating. For in your perception of us, what has really been achieved is an energetic proximity. We exist on the wavelengths of love and light, and thus you are also very near the wavelengths of love and light. And so it is a joyful thing to be able to rendezvous with you in this way and to create in this way. And there is so much we wish to tell you. There is so much that we are excited to reflect to you, to share with you, to contribute, to participate in that which we call your awakening. The expansion from a great point of limitation, which is where you have been. Perhaps you have sensed this. Perhaps you have sensed recently your own limitations. Perhaps you have been becoming more frustrated that things are not as you imagine they could be. Where does your imagination come from? Where do these ideas come to you from? Why is it that there is a distance between what you imagine to be possible and what you perceive with your five senses, or as we like to call them, the five senses, because you like to divide things up and separate them and categorize them as humans love to do. Although we see you as one unified mind-body instrument, we understand that you see eyeballs and ears and tongues and noses. Our beloved ones, we love you so much. We have learned so much from being able to participate in your experience here. For our experience is quite different. We do not exist in a belief system that is constructed of finiteness and limitation, as are you. We exist in more of the pure flowing energy of creation, where all is infinite love and infinite light. Whereas you get an idea of something that you like or would like to have, and you may not actually experience such thing in your five senses sensory perception for a great deal of time, we see no difference between our desire and the experience of that thing, as you would call it. Thus, when you say that you live in a contrasting environment, from our perspective, what that means is that your environment is greatly contrasted from ours. We live in the pure flow of creation where all things are manifested instant by instant, as quickly as you expand to the frequency of desiring them. And you, by contrast, live in an environment which consistently disallows the perception of new. You are as connected to energy as we are. That is a fundamental law of your existence. You are an entity of creation. You cannot cut yourself off from that which you are, although that would be an interesting experience. And so it is not that there is a lack of energy in your environment. Rather, it is that you have chosen to mold the energy into a particular perception, a particular experience of limitation and lack. We know that in some senses, this will resonate with you because you are, of late, very much aware of the things that you lack. Humanity is very concerned about their own morals and virtues, which they seem to lack. They are concerned about stability in their environment, which they appear to lack. They are concerned about enough time to get all the things done that must be done, which they seem to constantly lack. Yes, you are aware of many of these things. These concepts that we reflect to you are well known by you. We would suggest, however, that you are just becoming aware of just how limited and lacking your existence here has been. As you continue to awaken, that is, expand from a point of great limitation, you will discover just how much is out there, how much energy, how much life, how many kinds of existences, how much you have been unaware of in your existence here as what you call a human. This is part of your awakening, to realize how you were limited and to, we would suggest, come to an immense appreciation for that experience and what you have been and what you are becoming. For now, trust that all things you are experiencing, whether you deem them to be good or bad, are perfect. For, as we have suggested, you are on the wavelengths of love and light, for you have perceived us. Therefore, all the things that happen in your day, whether you would call them an accident, a disaster, good luck, or perfectly planned, are all perfect manifestations of the wavelength that you are on. Therefore, trust, beloved ones. Trust yourself most of all. Trust your inspirations, whether it be to have a cookie or to go to bed early, to skip that project or to stay up all night and do it. Trust every inspiration that you have. Learn to believe in yourself above all else, above all the rational thinkings of mind, above all the judgments that say, actually, do this first or you won't have enough time for that. But still somewhere inside of you, you will feel the urge, the inkling to just go to bed early, to just sit and watch that show, to maybe sit down and finish that book that you've been meaning to. Who will get the groceries? Who will cook dinner? How will that other thing be done in time? Shouldn't you call that person instead? Mind will respond with so many very rational things to say. And sometimes, go ahead and follow that mind. Go ahead and go along with those rational suggestions. But every now and then, it's all right to trust yourself and the inkling, the inspirations that you have. We love you very much, beloved ones. In fact, we love you infinitely, and we will be with you again soon. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you found these messages to be helpful. May they accelerate you on your path wherever you'd like it to go. For more information, check out our website at katieandthechorus.com. There you will find show quotes, episode transcripts, details on our book, The Book of Human Awakening, as well as our newsletter sign up. Visit katieandthechorus.com. Thanks again. See you next time.